I'm at the RTA, Sarge. Ambulance required for the dispatch rider. Doing traffic getting here to keep the punters on the move as well. You all right, mate?
It's my leg. He pulled out right in front of me. I didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that now. You hurt anywhere else?
I couldn't get out of the way.
Just take it easy, eh?
Excuse me, officer.
Can I get out of here or what? I'm losing fares, you know what I mean?
You the other driver?
Well, I'm the bloke here, yeah. Just wait in your car, please. Well, why? The kid was speeding. They all do it.
Your lucky day, is it, eh?
You're not kidding. I think it's cost me fags as well.
No, it's not against the law to do a U-turn, eh? So just save it.
No, you save it, mate. Get in your car until this bloke's taken care of and I'm ready to find out what happened, OK?
What's happening, Gary?
Can you all move back onto the page? Crazy, no, just get out. Can you just shift out of the way, because there's somebody hurt here and we've got an ambulance coming through.
Well, I saw what happened. You have my name and address.
What's happened to my leg? I want to know.
Stretcher, scoop, and
Receiving ambulance is here now, Sarge.
What's the traffic situation, Barry?
It's moving. I've got more problems with a minicab driver involved.
Oh, yeah? What company?
Brill Rocket Cabs.
Brill.
Say no more.
Let me know if you need any help.
Hello, Sunhill Police.
Out to the car, please, Mr. Darius.
Why?
Because I say so. You stay there. That kid will be lucky if he keeps his leg, Mr. Darius. Do you understand that?
Yeah, no, I understand. It was his own fault, right?
No, Mr. Darius, not right. We have an expression in the police called the attitude test, and given yours over this accident, you failed it in spades.
What?
I have reason to believe you were driving without due care and attention. You're not obliged to say anything. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
You're joking.
Yeah, I'm a barrel of laughs. And don't you disappear either, because this goes for you and all.
We'll be hearing from you later then, Mr. Lindsay. Goodbye. Good riddance. That bloke's at work, and his neighbour's just telephoned him to say that he's been burgled.
Don't tell me. Can we go round and make sure the place is safe?
Someone do a vehicle check for me.
Yeah, go ahead, Barry.
Oh, it's not important enough for him to stop work and come home, but he'd like us to deal with it and give him an exact time when we'll be round there to meet him. He's staying at his girlfriend's. Perhaps he thinks we can organise for no accidents or emergencies to happen, so that we'll be free to meet him at 6 on the dot.
Yeah, well, we are the police service now, aren't we, eh? Perhaps we should make appointments.
No. Tell him to stuff it.
Oscar unit on its way, Barry, and the brown 14 should belong to a Robert Winston Jones.
Cheers, George.
You see? It's kosher, you know what I mean?
That's kosher as a pork kebab, Mr. Jones. As far as I can tell, you've got a defective exhaust, 2 bald tyres, and the experts aren't even here yet.
So I'll fix it. Big deal.
No, you get fined for having an on-road-worthy car, and then we see what documents you can produce down at the station.
Nah, I'm not coming in. I got my licence right here.
Yeah, seems all right, as long as you can produce an MOT certificate and insurance to cover you for commercial hire. What about you, Mr. Darius?
Go on, Darius. Get a manual licence. Get rid of him.
This belongs to a Mr. Barry O'Toole.
Barry D. O'Toole. D for Darius.
So what year were you born then, Mr. O'Toole?
1957.
Oh, really? Your driver number tells me it's more like 1932. What? You're in good nick for 60.
Kathy, could you go and look at 10 Beeching Lane? It's been burgled, but the owner says he won't come back till after 6 at the earliest.
Take a look at what, then?
I know, Kath. Just make sure the neighbours have secured it.
Will do, June. Perhaps I'll tidy up a bit, eh? Put a quiche in the oven.
My feelings entirely.
Yeah, thanks for the lift, Reg. And Mr. Darius, Skip, suspected theft of driving licence.
Morning, Mr. Darius.
Care to take a seat, please?
Thanks. On the word.
Excuse me, Skip.
What state is your dispatch rider in?
Oh, his leg's in a bad way. Be lucky if he keeps it.
That bloke's got no licence, right?
Right.
You do realise that probably means his insurance won't be valid, don't you? Your bike rider could lose his leg and never get a cent for it. Because he's got no one to claim against, has he?
You what? What about the minicab company?
Well, I've got to prove negligence, ain't you? They'll just say they didn't know the licence was nicked. End of the story.
Is the owner here?
Yeah, Mr. Roach will come out to you. Excuse me. Rocket Cabs can help you.
Might be better if I go through.
How'd it all do? Fine.
Good morning, Mr. Loach. I'm here about
I know what you've come about. What I don't know, I'm afraid, is what it's got to do with me.
What?
My drivers are self-employed. All I do is hire them radios.
Hang
and
on a
if
minute.
I spent my time checking up on all their particulars, the state of their cars, well, I'd be out of business, right?
One of your firm's cars nearly just took some bloke's leg off.
Well, I wasn't driving it, was I? So what's it got to do with me?
The driver didn't even have a licence.
So I heard. But I didn't know that, did I? And you've nicked him for it now. So what do you want me for?
Because anyone riding with Mr. Darius has been uninsured and at risk of accident. And as proprietor of this company, you are responsible.
But there wasn't anyone riding in his cab this morning, was there? So this has got nothing to do with me.
The point is, how many more cabs like that have you got?
It's not going in, is it? I know they've made it easier to join these days, but this is ridiculous.
How many more unlicensed, uninsured drivers with unroadworthy cars have you got working for your firm, Mr. Loach?
None, for all I know. Happy now, Constable?
No, Mr. Loach. Can you tell Mr. Munro I want to speak to him, Sarge?
There you go, mate. 2 sugars.
Look, I stole nothing, so when can I go?
As soon as my colleague has completed his inquiries and decided whether to charge or release you.
Well, when would that be?
Sometime in the next 23.5 hours.
What? Look, I've got my rights, you know. I said I've got my rights!
Of course you have. So we.
The door's shut at 10 Beeching Lane, June, but I wouldn't exactly call it secure.
That's okay. Can you confirm it's been burgled?
Oh, yeah, it's been burgled, all right.
Unfortunately, Mr. Loach is within the law, Barry. Whilst there are plenty of good firms, minicabs are completely unlicensed. And anyone can set up a company, charge what they like, use cars of any age or condition, and employ whoever they want to drive them.
So where does that leave the dispatch rider? What about his leg?
He needs a good brief to pursue the owner of Brill Rocket Cabs, and he might have a chance with the Criminal Injuries Compensation Board.
Meanwhile, I've got matey banged up for a couple of hours while I check his story, and then he's out on the streets again. He just put someone in hospital. How many more drivers like that has Loach got?
I don't disagree, Barry, but what exactly are you proposing we do about it?
We suspect his cars have been driven in an unroadworthy condition, maybe even by unlicensed drivers. So why don't we stop every Brill cab we see today and give it a once-over?
Or just like that?
Yes, sir, why not?
So you think that'd be the best use of our resources, do you?
It could be, sir, yeah.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? It only could be. Not to mention whether Loach will change his ways merely because we give his drivers a hard time.
Sir, his driver's attitude stinks. His attitude stinks. And I'm dealing with a victim with just that attitude. If checking out his cabs isn't serving the public, I don't know what is. I'm only talking about the rest of the turn, sir, and given the state of some of Loach's cars and drivers, it could save someone's life in the future.
As of now, every Brill Rocket cab you see can be stopped and thoroughly checked with Mr. Munro's blessing. There's a rocket logo in the back window.
Sierra 1 received.
That's more like it.
Where are we going?
Down the tube station. There's always Brill cabs hanging around outside. Now, this is my style of policing. Get them before they get you. Out, please.
What have I done wrong?
I don't know, sir, but I'm sure we'll find out.
This your car? Anything wrong?
Do you know what's going on inside?
It's nothing to do with me, officer. They said they wanted a quiet talk.
Aiding and abetting outraging public decency. That's what you're up to.
Never.
Morning, Brenda. Coffee break, is it, love? Name and address, please, sir.
Doing what?
Having a little personal transaction in the back of the cab till Ron came along.
Don't believe it.
Can I have a vehicle check, please?
Go ahead, Steve.
The driver was probably
Volvo
pimping.
Estate.
Nice little sideline, eh?
Registration number X-ray Charlie.
Hello, Sunhill Police.
To Mike.
Wonder how many more of these jokers were going to turn up.
50 pence. 50 pence per song.
do you want? I've been stopped once already today.
Really? What for?
Defective exhaust and tyres.
Had it all fixed, have you?
You give me
By
half...
the sound of that exhaust, you haven't. And here you are back on the road, driving for hire. Looks like I'm going to have to book you all over again, doesn't it?
Keeper should be a Philip Charles Smith, Steve.
Yep, that's who we've got.
Hold on to him then. There's a warrant out. Breach of bail conditions.
He's there now. Understood, Sergeant.
Battery's insecure, and it's illegal.
Right, I'll get it secured then.
We'll be doing the same for you, Mr. Smith.
Well, some of the cabs are okay, but the rest...
Yeah, Kath, Mr. Jones doesn't have a record, but he does owe the court a few bob.
Ron's had a cab with a Tom and a punter in the back. Reg has had a disqualified driver.
Yeah, and Kath's got one with unpaid fines.
And Bob and Steve have got a bail absconder, all in the first half hour.
I've got Kilo Whiskey Victor 546 Whiskey in the High Street. Anyone done him already?
All yours, Reg.
It's like opening Pandora's box.
Indeed, but without Pandora.
Sir?
Unless we can get something that'll stick to Brian Loach.
Excuse me. Go ahead, Narika.
We've got a live one, Sarge. Minicab refusing to stop. Index number Tango Papa Foxtrot 230 Mike.
Yeah,
Come on,
stand by,
Shummy,
Narika.
pull over.
Mr. Munro says don't risk anything, but don't lose him. We could do with the result.
Still in pursuit, now entering Barton Street.
Now we gotcha. At least his brakes are working.
I'm sorry, officer. I had no idea you wanted me.
Well, we did, and you were well out of order.
Yeah, well, I heard the noise and I thought it was a fire engine.
Tony.
You wait there.
Morning.
I think that record's wearing a little thin, Mr. Loach. Can we talk in your office?
No, here'll do.
As you wish. I want to know where Stuart picked up from this morning.
I told you already, you didn't log it in. Here, check it if you don't believe me.
It's not just that Stuart's car was full of suspect goods, Mr. Loach. We also had a known prostitute in the back of another one.
So what? It's a free country.
Hear me out, please. We had a prostitute and client, 2 unroadworthy vehicles, a driver without a licence, 2 disqualifieds, another with unpaid fines, and yet another with a warrant out for him for breaching bail. Is that the kind of outfit you're trying to run? Because if it is, you're going to get nothing but trouble from us.
I'm just running a business, Mr. Munro, a bit like you. And if some of my drivers have turned out to be less than honest, well, I wonder what we'd find if we turned your Nick over, eh? Quite a lot if the newspapers are anything to go by.
The difference, Mr. Loach, is that I would do something about it.
The difference in this case, Inspector, is that what Alex Stewart picked up in his cab is his business, not mine. He's self-employed, isn't he? So, if he's been a naughty boy, why don't you nick him and leave me alone?
Don't worry, we will.
And you better stop harassing the rest of my drivers, or you'll be hearing from my solicitors.
Come on.
I suppose that's it then. Just hand it over to CID.
We most certainly do not. There's a good 2 hours left of this turn and 2 suspects in custody. We go back, we find out where the stolen goods came from, and with a bit of luck, we link one of that creep's cars to the scene of a crime.
Great. For a moment there, I thought...
You'd know me better than that, Stringer. Sierra Oscar from Sierra Oscar 1.
Go ahead, sir.
I want details of any burglary reported this morning on our patch or nearby.
June's checking, sir, but we have one in Beeching Lane that the owner says he won't come back to. He's at work and then he's staying with his girlfriend.
Do what you have to, Matthew, but get the owner back. I want to match the goods from that minicab to the scene of a crime, preferably while I've still got suspects in custody.
I just picked this kid up on a street corner. I'm no gobsmacked, officer, you know what I mean?
I'm sure you are, Mr. Stewart. So where exactly did you pick him up?
Sorry, officer, I can't remember.
Convenient, isn't it?
Very, since the kid has no explanation for the goods in the back of the car.
And the goods look somewhat bent, wouldn't you say, Mr. Stewart?
I wouldn't know, officer.
I would. But don't you worry, Mr. Stewart. I'm sure we'll soon get the truth out of that kid.
Thank you, Mr. Lindsley. Sorry to inconvenience you. Bye. Honestly.
What have we got then, Matthew?
Nothing as yet, sir.
Mr. Lindsley has agreed to meet us at the Beach Inn Lane burglary in half an hour under protest.
Right, I'll deal with him. Has the youth in the car been questioned?
No, sir. We're still trying to get hold of the parents, and the driver denies all knowledge.
I'll bet he does. Have you tried Barton Street for the stolen goods?
Crime desk are going to call me back, sir.
Good. I'll be leaving in a minute.
Sir?
Yes?
Stuart's not going to cough to anything, but you can bet your life he knows Kerry Williams, the lad who was in the back of his cab.
And how's that?
It's the way he talks about him. The fact that he's pretty sure Kerry won't be pointing the finger at him, for some reason.
Really?
And I've got the usual problem. Can't find his parents or a spare social worker so that I can actually interview the lad.
So you just have to find someone else, won't you?
Sir?
Well, you know the rules. Any responsible adult who is not a police officer and isn't employed by the police.
Go and drag someone in off the street.
Initiative, Tony. Initiative.
Loach has got form, but it's for distributing pornography in Leeds in 1975.
So why have we got a card on him?
Leeds must have thought it worthwhile to push his face around a bit. Could be because of his contacts.
Ready?
I was just checking up Loach's
You
details.
can tell me in the car. Come on.
I'll give them a ring, Barry.
Thanks, Pat.
Where's me mum?
I'm afraid we couldn't get hold of her. This is Mr. Allen. He's a lay visitor. He's kindly offered to be present at your interview.
Told you she'd be down the red line. Why didn't you ring her there?
I have done. She wouldn't come to the phone.
Legless, I expect. Come on, mate. Come and hold me hand. Don't like the look of this fella.
It's only just gone 2:45, sir.
He said half an hour. We're here in half an hour.
Some people say half an hour, sir, and...
Well, I don't.
Right. Let's start again. Where did you steal the goods from, Kerry?
That's a bit of a question, isn't it? I don't reckon I should answer. What do you think?
I can't really advise you.
Oh, don't worry about it, pal. I've already told you. I just found the gear sitting by the side of the road. I waved down a minicab, put it in the back, and here I am.
And where exactly did you just find it?
I've said by the side of the road. You a bit thick or what?
Don't.
All right, keep your ear on.
So what was the name of the street you found the stuff in?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I seem to have forgotten, officer.
I've got the whole relief tied up with minicabs.
Yes, sir, I know.
And I'm standing in a garden like a spare part. We'll wait in the car. Sierra Oscar from Sierra Oscar 1.
Receiving, sir.
Here we go now, sir.
At last. OK, forget it, Garfield.
Understood, sir.
I hope this is going to be worthwhile. My time is valuable.
Yes, sir. So is mine.
I appreciate you may have found my goods, but why couldn't you make an appointment that was convenient for me?
Some things can't wait, sir.
There. That's a familiar sight, isn't it? My 4th time in this house, and no one ever arrested nor any scrap of my goods recovered.
Well, we're here now to do something about that, Mr. Lindsley.
So you are. But when I called you earlier on, you wouldn't give me an appointment for love nor money.
If you wouldn't mind checking through this list, sir.
We're a fast response service, sir, and we can't guarantee you to be free. Now, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, instead of trying to pick up the pieces after the event, why don't you try to concentrate on stopping crimes before they happen?
Please, just check the list, sir.
This isn't mine. None of it.
Right, thanks, Mr. Smith. Next.
That kid couldn't give a monkey's. There's only 2 possible reasons. Either he's stupid or he's been at it since the age of 2. Can we have Stuart again, please, Sarge? When you're ready.
Harrison. This surface is good and smooth. Should get some prints of it, so if you could leave that for the scenes of crimes officer to have a look at in the morning, sir.
Do they make appointments?
Yes, sir, they do.
Oh, good.
And I'm sorry to have taken you away from work, sir, but we have suspects in custody and a limited time we can hang on to them.
Have you connected them with this burglary?
Unfortunately not.
Did you leave the handset like that, Mr. Lindsley?
No.
Then I'd appreciate it if you leave the phone for fingerprinting too.
Hang on a minute. Does this have a last number readout feature, sir?
It does.
Would you mind if we use the phone, Mr. Lindsley?
Be my guest.
Rocket cabs, can I help you?
They've only done the place and called up for transport, haven't they?
It's unbelievable.
Well, how else do you get the goods away when you're too young to drive?
Call a minicab.
Precisely.
Except the dopey twit left the number in the phone's memory.
You reckon Kerry Williams did that one as well? Tony Stamp said he was sharp as a tack.
Yeah, he did.
Perhaps there are more than one of them at it.
Yeah, can I have the crime desk, please?
It's only a matter of time before we place you at the scene, Mr. Stewart. Or maybe 2 scenes now.
Look, I've told you, those goods have got nothing to do with me.
What jury's going to believe that when they hear that you were going 60 miles an hour to get away from us?
Listen, I've told you...
Yes, you've told us. You thought we were a fire engine. I don't recall little white fire engines with blue flashing lights, Mr. Stewart, and neither will a jury.
What do you think Kerry Williams is going to say, Mr. Stewart? He's going to say he was led astray by an older man like you.
Him? Oh, you're joking.
Well, that's how the jury's going to see it.
Still, if you want to take the rap for it all, then...
I do not want to take the rap for it all for the simple reason that I've done nothing wrong. Anyway, you don't even know if the goods were stolen.
Excuse me.
PC Stamp leaves the room, interview suspended. Bingo. Barton Street have just dealt with a burglary of exactly the same goods as we found in the minicab.
Excellent. That should change his tune a bit. Thanks, June.
West Yorkshire Constabulary thinks Roach was into kids or something. He was associating with half the bent teenagers in Leeds.
Oh, that's a new one.
But there's more. Guess who Roach lives with? Only Kerry Williams' mum.
What?
They've been shacked up for years, apparently.
What, the little scrope from the back of the cab?
The very same.
So what does that make Loach? His stepfather or his pimp?
Or both. Neither, sir. I can tell you exactly what Loach is, because Stewart has just fingered him.
Take the back, please, Bob. We'll be with you in a minute. Right.
Wait for me!
Mr. Loach, please.
I'm afraid he's busy just at the moment.
What's going on, Barry? Where is it now?
Excuse me, can't go through there.
This is harassment. I have a warrant to search these premises, Mr. Loach. Move or you will be moved.
Oi, come here! Here you come. Right.
Blimey. What's all this then?
Mr. Loach has a fine old Victorian occupation reg.
He's got a lot of nice young lads working for him. He's a real live Fagin, aren't you, Mr. Loach?